Okay, so imagine this. You invite your influencer friend over for a chill night. She compliments your new Chanel bag, does her skincare routine beside you, falls asleep under your air conditioner, and when she leaves, somehow your Chanel bag has downgraded itself into a cheap Temu bag. Yeah, that's not a bad dream. That's the real story of Xiaoyu Wanzi, a Douyin influencer who was out here literally doing luxury bag swaps in her friends' homes. Now, this scandal didn't just shake Douyin's influencer scene. It shattered that pretty equals trustworthy illusion that most people still have. So first, who even is Xiaoyu Wanzi? It's translated to little fish bowls. That's just their username. On Douyin, she had about 250,000 followers. Her vibe? Absolute textbook. She got famous for acting cute, gentle, being wealthy, and pretty much that girl that you see in your dreams. She filmed herself shopping in Korea, eating high-end sushi, unboxing Dior lipstick, and taking selfies with a Porsche behind her. Every post essentially screamed rich, chill, soft life. And she built this aura of a kind-hearted, rich girl. Netizens would comment, "She's so down to earth even though she's rich." But one day, poof. She disappears. No new videos, no new live streams. Her fans were like, is she rebranding? Is she getting surgery? Maybe doing a silent retreat? She'd gone offline for more than a month before anybody realized that it wasn't a rebrand. Nobody expected the next headline would say, "Criminal detention for theft." Turns out she wasn't mediating. She was being investigated. It all started small, literally one missing chain. Influencer Pipi Jiang noticed something weird about her 40,000 yuan Chanel bag. It suddenly went from a double chain strap to a single chain. Now, Chanel does make single chain bags, but we'll just call her Pipi. She knew this was not one of hers. Pipi said the bag felt lighter, the gold tone was duller, and the clasp didn't really click right. It's the kind of difference you'd only notice if it was your own bag. It's like waking up and your iPhone turned into a Samsung overnight. So she starts thinking back, who's been over lately? Oh right, her best friend of 3 years, Xiaoyu Wanzi. The one who'd always show up with a comically large suitcase, saying that, "I brought filming gear." Pipi confronts her, and what does Xiaoyu Wanzi do? She cries. Full Oscar performance. Then she opens her bank app. Like, see, I have money. Why would I steal? 3 hours later, Pipi is comforting her. The suspect. Bro, that's just psychological warfare. But you know, Pipi still has some brain cells left, so she was still skeptical, and she couldn't really shake that feeling. So she called another influencer friend, Sui Jiao Jiao. I'm starting to feel that if you just attach Jiao to the end of your username, you just automatically become one of the Douyin Avengers of influencers. Sui Jiao checked her shelves, and what did she find? Multiple of her designer bags had been swapped by replicas. One by one, more girls realized that their luxury items had been swapped out by Taobao special editions. And then they all later formed what netizens called the Xiaoyu Wanzi Victim Alliance. These were girls who used to share lattes and hair care tips, now cross-checking serial numbers like FBI agents. At least 6 influencers joined the chat, sharing many photos and transactional screenshots. Hashtags like Xiaoyu Wanzi stolen bag incident started trending. Douyin pretty much turned into a true crime forum overnight. Everybody pulled evidence and went straight to the police. Now let's talk about the biggest heartbreak. The influencer Salami Panini got Italian brain rot on Douyin before GTA 6. A real Harris with genuine wealth who treated Xiaoyu Wanzi as like a little sister. They traveled together, slept under the same roof, and then it turns out her entire Hermes wall was looted. Over 40 bags, more than 30 pieces of jewelry, and even her mom's cosmetics. All gone. Total loss was estimated around 4 million RMB, which translates to $500,000. She only found out because somebody texted her, "Hey, check your closet." She opened it and she saw a row of fake bags with a plastic smell and even uneven stitching. After the swap, the same shelf looked like a Chinese flea market booth. Imagine sleeping beside someone who's just quietly robbing you. So how does she manage to rob multiple influencers' homes without being caught for many years? Number 1, she would befriend them and build trust. She'd slide to many networking luxury circles, act sweet and helpful, offer to film collabs, bring little gifts. Everyone thought, wow, she's a genuine friend. Number 2, scout and plan. During visits, she'd mentally just catalog the colors and models of her friends' bags. It was like muscle memory at this point for her. Number 3, replica orders. Then she'd order high quality replicas matching those styles. Same colors, similar hardware, from replica markets to her own personal agents. So she pretty much just became a panda buy warrior. Number 4, overnight stays. She'd often ask to crash overnight, usually with a big suitcase for filming gear. She also ran a small second-hand luxury resale business, which was a perfect cover for moving stolen goods. Number 5, the good old switcheroo. Late at night, when everybody slept, she'd sneak downstairs to use the bathroom and swap the real bag for the fake. Some victims even only just found the empty dust bag that was left behind. Some said they heard footsteps at 2 a.m. and just assumed she was just getting water. Others later found faint scratches on closet locks, but they just thought they did that themselves. That's just self-sabotage at that point. Number 6, sell. She'd flip the stolen goods through second-hand platforms, and victims later found screenshots of her transfer records. And finally, identity fraud. The wildest part, she pretended to be Salami Panini's sister, told others that Panini had mental issues, and even forged a WeChat account to pose as Panini's dad. She faked chat logs saying, "Dad gifted me these bags," to justify her sudden new collection of Hermes bags. That's not just stealing, that's narrative building. And apparently this wasn't her first rodeo. She had been targeting wealthy socialites for over 3 years, with total losses of around 6 million RMB. And her technique wasn't even sophisticated. Same oversized suitcase and same sloppy fakes. People just said they never suspected her because she looked rich. That's the power of aesthetic privilege. If you look like you belong, nobody checks your pockets. And her entire background story was she claimed that her dad was a business tycoon and her mom worked in fashion. I wonder why. Former classmates later said her dad drove a taxi. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but she built a whole fake identity to fit in the rich girl ecosystem. So the entire brand, rich, kind, gentle, was basically stolen too. This is what everyone online asked. Why? She already had a lot of followers, traffic, and sponsorship potential, so why risk it all? Pretty much, she wanted the shortcut to wealth. Maintaining that fake rich lifestyle cost actual money. Surgery, travel, designer outfits, luxury dinners. She wasn't stealing to survive. She was stealing to keep up appearances. Every post needed a new outfit. Every dinner, a new location. It's like feeding an algorithm that's never full. Once you start, you can't stop. Followers become investors, and you are a stock that can't crash. The more she posted, the more she had to steal to sustain her entire fake identity. She didn't steal from strangers. She stole from her own close friends. People who shared food with her, gave a roof over her head, and trusted her. 6 influencers filed police reports. At first, it was estimated around 4 million RMB was lost, but then it was later revised to 6 million, and she was criminally detained for theft. On Douyin, her page turned into a digital battlefield. Comments went from, "She's so gentle," to, "Give me back my bag." Her followers dropped, her brand deals vanished, she has a criminal record, so her created persona just slowly crumbled overnight. And what's wild is how polite the victims were. Many are from privileged backgrounds where social confrontation is considered rude. So a lot of the times when something fell off, they just smiled and ignored it. And that etiquette gap became the thief's best weapon. Even after losing millions, some victims wanted to give a letter of forgiveness. Because for them, the pain wasn't losing the money. It was losing the friendship. It was about the friends we made along the way. Except that friend stole $500,000 worth of luxury items. Before the scandal, everybody praised her as being pretty and kind. So next time you scroll past a soft life princess at a beige cafe with perfect lighting, enjoy the vibe, but remember, behind every curated frame, there's a story. Sometimes it's luxury, sometimes it's just all a lie. And if you wake up with your bag ever missing a chain, maybe it's time to blacklist some of your friends.